Welcome to the Society of East Anglian Watercolourists Introduction to Watercolour videos. We intend to offer on our website a series of short films demonstrating the basic processes involved in watercolour. We hope that beginners in particular will find them useful. I would like to say something about drawing in relation to watercolour. When you think about drawing, I think it is helpful to remember that what you're doing essentially is translating what you see in terms of a three-dimensional world onto a flat surface, to a two-dimensional sort of surface. So that's the fundamental problem. Here we're looking at a photograph of an allotment, an image that I'm going to make use of and start making a picture from. But of course half the work is being done for me because it's already a two-dimensional image, so life has been made a lot easier for me. But a good way to start and to think about how one comes to organize an image on a flat surface is to think in terms of tracing what you see through a window, or here I've got a sheet of perspex. So if I shut one of my eyes, I can look through my little window and I can look at the photograph and I can trace the main shapes, and I'm just thinking about the simple angles and main shapes. I'll do it very, very quickly so we don't waste too much time. Now, what we're going to do is have a look and see what I've done on a piece of white paper. Hold it up for you. There. You can see all the shapes and the angles and how they relate to the vertical and horizontal axes. It's very, very important to always think in terms of the horizontal and the vertical and how things within your picture are going to relate to those two axes. So here you can see it's almost like a tracing or a painting by numbers sort of image, and that's a useful image to keep in mind, a painting by numbers kit. Because when you prepare a drawing for watercolour, it doesn't have to be a hugely detailed drawing. All essentially you need to do is to lay down very, very lightly the main shapes within your composition and the relationships of the shapes one to the other. You don't need to think in terms of space and distance and so on, because you're going to resolve those sort of issues with colour and paint. To see a series of quick drawings in a sketchbook taken from a range of photographs of the allotment. And here I am exploring the shapes, really thinking about the compositional possibilities. I'm not really thinking about colour at this stage at all. I'm really thinking about shapes. And gradually, you know, when you've got a series of drawings like this, you can begin to judge which ones have got possibilities. I think it's always a mistake to sort of rush into a painting, and I think this drawing stage is critically important because it really helps you sort out ideas, and you get some sort of sense of direction, and you can begin to compare the possibilities. And this is the drawing that goes with the image on the screen. So, as a rule, I use drawing with a pencil as a means of establishing a composition, sorting out the arrangement of shapes and the angles and curves. If you like, creating a lightly drawn skeleton upon which watercolour will be added, layer upon layer. Now, the pen and ink wash drawing that you can see now is an example of a drawing that was developed into a pen and ink drawing with wash added. Particularly if I'm working from photographs, I often make pen and wash versions of a picture before starting work on a full watercolour. I do this in order to escape from the tyranny of the photograph. In other words, I do not wish my paintings to look at all like photographs.